By the end of this video, you are going to leave with 2 really brilliant methods, not from me, about how to engage your virtual team. Assuming that that's why you're here, the first method actually is stolen and adapted from NASA. You might have heard of them before. More specifically, Chris Hadfield, the astronaut that became famous for playing songs in space and filming cool videos. And even more specifically, this idea comes from his book, An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. And I'm renaming this technique and applying it to virtual team engagement. And we're gonna call it the green card method. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the green card method. The second thing that we're gonna unpack in this video is also ironically from another Canadian. His name is Jan with a J, Jan Keck. And I got this idea from him, really brilliant. And we're gonna call that colorful polls. My name is Chad Littlefield. I have led workshops on how to make virtual engagement easy for many of the most innovative universities and organizations on the planet, have worked with remote teams for many, many years, and I'm excited to unpack in depth these 2 strategies so that you can immediately take these ideas and adapt them and apply them in your own virtual team to ramp up engagement. Here we go. You might be noticing, for those of you who are observant, that I'm wearing my Milky Way Galaxy shirt because I'm super excited to share something from space, something that NASA does in their training with astronauts that we can apply to virtual engagement in teams in a really clever way that can be both fun, engaging, and extremely impactful for your teams, and that is the green card method. So here's the scoop. At NASA, an astronaut's job is like 99% training and 1% going to space, right? And so NASA is naturally really good at training astronauts. Every single possible scenario, they're really good at preparation. And then for 1% of their career, they go up into space, roughly. They go up into space. And one of the training techniques that they use that we can apply here is they've got what is called green cards. In the middle of a training simulation, green cards are random events that change the game. So let's say, for example, that a bunch of astronauts are in the pool with the replica of the International Space Station at NASA headquarters, and they're working on a simulation to dock the Falcon 9 to this particular docking station. The simulation instructor may come over and throw a green card and say, hey, there's a fire in the East Bay. You need to go deal with that. That's some very non-aeronautical science language for you there. That's essentially the idea. Random events that change the name of the game, and it is really great technique to prepare people for the unexpected. Now, the way that I've used this in virtual meetings and with virtual teams is to culturally introduce the idea of a green card and say that at any point in time, any employee, any leader can throw a green card. A random event that changes the name of the game. So for example, in the middle of a virtual meeting, things are just going along. If you're gauging that the energy is a little bit low and you're wanting to increase engagement, you might just literally find something green. It doesn't even need to be a green card of any kind. Just find something green, hold it up to your camera, nice and close up, and get everybody's attention and say, pause, green card moment. And that employee, that person, that student, whoever it is, can introduce something unexpected to change the name of the game. For example, in the middle of a meeting, I might say, boop, green card. I'm recognizing that I'm getting a little bit sleepy, so I'm assuming some of that is true for some of you. And so, green card, we're gonna play the Wikipedia game. If you're not familiar with the Wikipedia game, you pick 2 random, completely disconnected words or concepts. So, Genghis Khan and the color blue. And you pick those 2 words, you have everybody go to the Genghis Khan's Wikipedia page, and the goal is for the team or for the individual as quickly as possible to get to the Wikipedia page for the color blue without typing anything in. So that you can only click hyperlinks to get from one place to the other. Now that's a pretty random example. Other green card examples could be, hey, real quick, we need a little energy reset, green card. Everybody shut off their video. And for 2 minutes, be on mute for 2 minutes, stretch and do something physical that raises your heart rate at least 10 beats per minute. All right, so off camera, just do a little physical reset. We know that the brain learns better when there's more blood flowing through it. And so the longer a meeting goes, the longer you meet as a team, the more years you've worked together virtually as a team, the higher the need to do something to mix up your current cadence of meetings. So going from one brilliant Canadian, Chris Hadfield, to another brilliant Canadian, Jan Keck, colorful polls. This idea is so simple, but it is so flexible and so brilliant to be used in lots of contexts. So when you're thinking about how to engage a virtual team, one of the most important aspects of engagement, I believe, is inviting contribution from your team, right? If your team is just kind of passively there consuming what's happening in a meeting, or they go from meeting to meeting to meeting without even saying anything, you can expect disengagement, right? And depending on the size of your team, it's not always possible to have everybody speak or contribute in a really significant way. And so one of the ways to build an engagement is to build in small but meaningful ways for people to share their voice in any given meeting. So colorful polls really easily uses anything that is colorful, and you get to choose the colors. But the idea is it's a way to have people vote. So you could say if you like chocolate ice cream, hold up the color, something that is color blue, to your camera. And if you like vanilla more than chocolate, hold up something green to your camera. So you're just attaching meaning to colors. You're just picking 2 to 3 colors that mean different things. And you could put these on a slide if you want to, and invite people to go find an object that is that color, or find an object that are all of those colors so that they can participate in like a multi-colorful poll. Switch into gallery view in Zoom or whatever other platform you're meeting on, and go through a series of prompts to just gauge the group's feedback or perspective on something. You can use 3 colors that are really simple, or traffic light, like red, blue. Oh my goodness, traffic lights are not blue. Red, green, and yellow. Using the red, green, and yellow specifically is a really great way to make decision-making very visual and quick. And so you could say, hey, we've talked about this idea for the last 50 minutes. Just on a pulse check, are you green light, you want to move forward? Yellow light, like, maybe, but I think this idea needs some tweaking. Or red light, this is a bad idea, we should not do it. Can you just hold up that color to your camera, and then all of a sudden visually you can see if the screen turns very red or very green or very yellow or is very split. Gives you a sense of how to proceed. It's a cool visual effect too when you do a colorful poll. Much more interesting than actually launching a poll in Zoom or Slido or anything else. Now, obviously this is a little bit qualitative unless you actually have everybody freeze and take a screenshot and literally count the number of reds, yellows, and greens, or whatever color you've designated. But the idea is turn a poll into a color. Make your polls more visual. It's amazing how that invites people's voice in a very, very simple way. Jan, thank you for sharing that idea. Have an awesome day.